Yeah, good afternoon, friends. We welcome you once again after the lunch. And this is our fourth session, which was supposed to be done by Abhishek, but Abhishek has to go and undergo a surgery, so he is not able to join us. But instead of that, we have equally equipped and equally talented person called Meet Jatagia, who will be chairing the session with Yog. So Yog and Meet, you both are most welcome, along with the audience
Thank you.
for this
Thank,
session. Yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Meet, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just give a very short and very great introduction of Yog. Yog is a co-founder and producer of Boathouse Media. It's India's rapidly emerging ad film production house. I'm very shocked and very proud also. 900 ad films produced, over 250 brands is something, it is in the kitty of Boathouse Media. The recent award, the last award in the line of many awards, the recent award is from for the AI film for Shemaru, I think, and
Yes.
which I just saw, which is very fantastic.
On Curious. Yes.
He has collaborated with the icons like Amitabh Bachchan, Rajkumar Rao, and Pankaj Tripathi as well, and many more. Uh, uh, Today we are going to learn a lot and understand how AI ad filmmaking and the commercial ad films also are taking shape. I think there are a lot of a lot of misconceptions, and a lot of scarcity as well regarding the business side. But AI will replace the filmmaker, or AI can make the film with one prompt, lot of things. And I think you will give us very in-depth understanding about how really it works. Right, you.
Great.
So yeah, you can you share the screen, and can we understand a little bit more about?
Yeah. So thank you, Meet, for this introduction, and thank you, Sanjay, for getting me in. I'm looking forward to like giving some of my insights, some of my experiences that I have been at Boathouse AI and Boathouse Media. So I hope to give some good value to all the
Great.
participants who have joined. And if there's any question and answers, we'll keep like a small segment in the end. So feel free to come in and ask whatever you want to. Yeah.
Sure.
So I'll just share my screen quickly and we'll start. Yeah. So I hope my screen is visible
Yeah,
properly.
yeah.
Yes, visible.
Okay. Okay. I'll just do some adjustments and we'll
Sure.
move. Okay. So like Meet said, it's been 900 films, out of which I've done about 30 commissioned AI films as well, and total 50 AI films if I include the spec work done by my team at Boathouse AI. More than 250 brands. We've won Cannes Lions and multiple awards. But all that is like about my introduction. The major question that I want to start with is a TVC or a DVC, right? If we used to make that in like 1 crore or 50 lakh, can now be made in like a 5 lakh or a 10 lakh budget. So then what is our role in like producing these kind of films? So as per me, this isn't a threat. I think it's the most exciting creative moment in the history of advertising producing. I'll also take you through some of the case studies, the films, the actual films that we have done. I'll take you through the budgets of those as well while I present it. So you will get like a more detailed understanding of how we can achieve better production value at lower cost and how we can overall deepen the video production market in India and globally as well. Because now we are no more restricted to just make films in India.
Sure.
Now we can also cater to global clients and agencies. And we are also getting like those kind of inquiries, and some of my films are also in production. So that way, Meet has already introduced, so won't like take much. Overall, I have like a 50 plus member team, which is live action and AI production, which is my in-house team. I work from Mumbai. Now we are building the AI filmmaking pipeline. So we launched Boathouse AI just 1 year back. And in terms of awards, we have won Video Production Agency of the Year last year as well. So when I started the company in 2017, at that time, we were mostly doing the TVCs and the DVCs, which are in the live action space. Now we all know, like last couple of years, everybody has been talking about AI, so we have to embrace it and we have to build that into our systems. So I will try to take you through how we build that in terms of our live action commercials workflow as well, and in terms of end-to-end AI films as well, both ways. So there is also substantial AI enablement happening at each stages of the live action commercial work that we are doing, right from pre-production, shoot, post-production. And then there are complete end-to-end AI films as well. So just to start, earlier production was constrained by resources. For example, budget was determining the ambition. So I remember in like 2018, 2019, when we used to pitch to brands and when we used to pitch to agencies, they used to give like a certain budget ballpark. For example, they will tell us ki, okay, make an ad film in 15 lakh rupees. So my brief to my writers would be, okay, I have got a 15 lakh ballpark. Let's think of a single location. Let's think of like three, four characters. And we will rework the script basis what is possible to be executed logistically from a producing perspective. Now we don't have that restriction anymore. Now it's all about imagination because now we can imagine anything. Like one film I'm doing where we are doing deserts of Dubai. Like you can, one film I did for HDFC Mutual Fund where we created World of Mars. Now that is something we could never have thought of in like a live action space. So now all the creatives out there, like you can like imagine whatever, and it can be done without the restriction of the budget. So there's no location or logistic nightmares, no thinking about weather, permissions, the crew size, 100-member crew, 150-member crew. You don't have to think about all of that. And you can like you can scale it without spending a lot. And the timelines for a traditional live action film usually for us was like 3 to 4 weeks timeline end to end. With AI films, we are able to turn around in 2 weeks. So from a client and agency perspective as well, we are able to do faster turnaround. We are able to build the visual scale at a fraction of the cost. For a thumb rule, I can tell you, we can give it like at one-fifth of the cost. And this is for anybody. It's just not that I can do it. You can also do it. You can also deliver these films at one-fifth or one-seventh of the cost, which would traditionally take in a live action commercials workflow, which is your shoot and all of that, post-production, pre-production, everything included. So here you don't have to worry about permits or whether any world, any location can be generated. So now we are constrained by imagination. So we are no more constrained by resources. So that's like an upside of AI filmmaking. Now I'll just take you I'll through what all I'm going to cover. So I'm going to talk about current state of ad production, what AI changes. I will talk about the AI production pipeline. I'll also talk about what's the team structure that is required for typical AI productions. And then I will talk about how to budget for those AI productions. And I'll give you some case studies from Boathouse AI from our projects, future of production, and then we will go to the Q&A. So this is what we are going to try and cover in the session that we have. If there's any questions or chats in between or queries, I'm open to hearing it. Like somebody can just tell me and we can just address it then and there. So coming to the world before AI. So like I said, we had like 3 to 4 weeks timeline. Every round of changes, you will lose like multiple days. You had budgets of 15 lakh to 3 crore for the TVCs. So now this I feel is a big opportunity for penetration. Now we can target those kind of brands who were not able to afford traditional TVCs at all. So in India, there is large sector of MSME brands who were not able to afford like a typical shoot because it's way out of their marketing content budget. Now we can also try and make content for these kind of brands and we can make content at scale at much lower cost. So we are also kind of penetrating in the market where which brands were not able to afford. And now these players are able to afford much better production quality. And some of the projects like the spec films that we have also been developing, you all also must be seeing certain things in some categories are there which was not possible in a traditional ad film production setup at all. Like those kind of visuals you can achieve, which was not possible to be done earlier. Even if you call like the most best pack stylist of the world, you call best food stylist of the world, like they cannot achieve something which AI and VFX can achieve. So you are enhancing the visuals. What we call it very simple is we are doing Hollywood grade CGI in extremely tight budgets. So now, like, you can also make a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, it's the tool that you have. You can have a small team and you can also make content that way. So now, for example, if I have to do localization, which is very high demand in India, because there's a lot of content, like for example, Gujarat. So there's a lot of like people consume more Gujarati content than Hindi content. So if I'm in a traditional ad film production setup, I will make a Gujarati ad. So I have had brands like Fortune, Adani Wilmar, where we have made specific Gujarati ads. We have shot separately in Gujarati, keeping the Gujarati production design, costume, casting, everything in mind. Now with AI, those localization in multiple languages can happen very fast and at very low cost. We don't have to shoot in Gujarati, we don't have to shoot in Tamil. So in my portfolio of 900 films, you will see a lot of projects we have shot keeping the Tamil audience in mind, keeping the Telugu audience in mind, where we design the entire set keeping those sensibilities in mind. We get those kind of actors. Now making one master film and then you can localize into like multiple languages using the tech that AI gives us. So there is no crew of 150 plus people, no logistics to handle, no crisis management to handle. And iterations are also comparatively cheaper as compared to maybe doing a entire new patch shoot in a live action setup. So the iterations can be done in like much cheaper way. So these are the numbers that held us back. Now, how are we solving this? So these were all, I would call it as creative ceilings that we had कि कभी budget नहीं fit हो रहा है किसी का कभी किसी का timeline fit नहीं हो रहा है cost is very high. So now we can solve these problems by AI basically. It doesn't mean that this scale of production will stop. This will still happen, but there's new industry that we are getting in, new space that we are getting in. So, and that is why I feel we are at the inflection point right now, where we are in 2026, 2025 to 2027, I feel is the most important moment in production history. So generative AI has crossed the quality threshold. So even if you see my AI showcase, which is on Vimeo, the films that I made last year, like for example, I had done an Yes Bank Onam film, which is a topical film which I made in August last year. And if you see my current films, I made a Mother's Day film for Aditya Birla Group. I made a Shemaru Women's Day film. You will only see that how much the tech has improved. The tech has improved to certain extent that there is like lot of top level filmmakers who are not able to make out is it AI or is it real. So we have got these questions ki, have you shot with these actors or are these AI? So if we are getting those kind of questions from experienced people, that means they are not able to make out that whether it's done in AI or live action. So it's a great transformation from last year. Now, if you see my last year films, like the Yes Bank film, or I had done a film for Google VO, there you can feel that there is a certain fakeness. The characters are not able to give the dialogues properly. Performance is still not 100% there, but you could feel like little bit of issues in character consistency. But in 1 year, lot of problems have solved, and those things are there in front of us. Like we can only judge the tech quality that we have. Second is cost curves inverted. So what earlier used to cost 50 lakh to produce can now be achieved for 5 lakhs. So now the economics of advertising has changed, and this has changed for good, I feel. Why? Because we are in a digital first age. We are not in an age where there is traditional advertising happening. Let's say a brand like Parachute, for example, 10 years back or 15 years back, will make one big campaign of 3 crores. TVC, they will do 3 days of shoot. And then they will promote that campaign on all the satellite mediums, on all radio, on all traditional media. Now the requirement is not like that. For Parachute itself, I have done more than 24 films. Small films, each film per cost is 4 to 5 lakhs. So what I have done 25 lakh per day of shoot, and I have done 5 films in a day. So cost per film is 5 lakh. And likewise, I have done 6 to 7 days of shoot, like let's say for Holi or let's say for Diwali or for winter or summer or monsoon. Because now Parachute is still pending that 3 crores budget. But now they are spreading it across those 2024 films. Earlier, 15 years back, they would spend on that one 3 crore film because the consumption is like that. They have to make it, they have to, one, they have to produce more content. And second, they have to produce regular content. And that is why their marketing budgets are going to automatically split. So the same marketing budget will split into multiple content. That is what I feel is the advantage for AI, because in AI, you are already having a lower ticket size. So you can give in more content to the brand anyway. So that is what the advantage position is with respect to AI filmmaking. So now brands that used to wait for like 4 weeks for a TVC can have a campaign now in like 10 days. End to end, we have executed AI projects in 10 to 12 days timeline also. And you can have regional content viable. So earlier for language dubs, for example, we used to charge 50,000 per film per language, 60,000 per film per language to our brands. Now that can be done for half of the cost if we use the AI tech. So now all your localization, regionalization, everything can happen using these AI tools at half of the cost. And it can go a little bit down. So what I feel is when the cost goes down, there will be more people wanting to like put in money and get in more content. So that's what my bet is. So coming to what AI changes. So one is creativity. Like I said, you can now think of impossible locations, physics defying visuals, celebrity scale production at independent budgets. So there is one example we just shot with Pankaj Tripathi actually for one brand. We have done it before with Nora Fateh, with Rajkumar Rao also. We have done AI model trainings. For example, you must have seen the Shah Rukh Khan Cadbury campaign, similar to that, where we shoot with the actor for just 15 minutes and we create like 10,000, 20,000 videos using AI personalization. So, for example, if it's a retailer and they want to address it to their distributors or dealers, so now you can have Pankaj Tripathi, Rajkumar Rao, Nora Fateh, Shah Rukh Khan, any celebrity just coming in doing the AI model training for 20 25 minutes, and then you can generate like 10,000, 1 lakh different variations like hi Meet, hi Sanjay, hi Milan. You can have the variables customized, the lip sync matched. You can have their company name said by the celebrity. So more personalized content can be done. Speed. Speed is a big advantage in AI. Now we can do storyboards in 3 hours, first cut in 2 days, delivery in 2 weeks. Earlier, a storyboard artist will need like 3 days to make proper fine boards. Now storyboards turnarounds are much faster. Iterations are possible. You can change grading, you can swap characters, you can rewrite the script in the end. So all of that is possible. So now scale is also possible. With one TVC, you can have using AI multiple aspect ratio adapts, multiple cut downs, multiple format platform aspect ratios. Everything can happen. Localization, I already spoke about. So what I feel is the spending will move from logistics to craft. So where we were spending on logistics, we were spending on expensive locations, we were spending on expensive actors, production design, costumes, all your screen elements. Now that will move, the spending will move to craft, filmmaking craft. So it's a great time for storytellers, I feel. Better creative, smaller crew, smarter budget. So that's what. So there's a common myth which says AI kills creativity. What I think is AI expands creative possibility. So impossible locations. Mars I have already built. We are doing something on futuristic Mumbai right now. So fantasy worlds, zero scouting. So there's no location scouting involved. You can think of impossible locations which were not possible to create. You can create period films, not at Bajirao Mastani budgets, but at much lesser budgets, and with your control team. You can do impossible camera movements. So a bolt, for example, 2 years back, I rented a bolt for a parachute film for about 3.5 or 4 lakh rupees to get those mechanized camera movements. This is Bolt on which you shoot stunts, for example, movie stunts. Now, those kind of movements are possible to be done in AI without me renting the Bolt for 4 lakh rupees a day. So you can do infinite zooms, physics-defying transitions, hyperreal sequences. All kinds of camera movements are possible without actually renting those equipments. Now every equipment will come with an attendant, it will come with transportation, logistics, every tamjam. वो सब तामझाम के बिना हम हमारा storytelling we can achieve. Budgets we spoke about, speed we spoke about. So that's how AI can expand creative possibility. So a traditional setup might need 3 days for storyboarding. Now we can do it in 3 hours with like tools like Midjourney, Firefly. Script variation can be done in 2 days now at 30 minutes. Script breakdowns are happening very fast. That is why we are able to give quotes so fast to brands and agencies because we are using AI to do our breakdowns. Animatics rough cut, a traditional offline editor might take a week to make it. Now using integration of the AI tools and with the same editor, we can do it in 1 day. Client reviews are also shortened because all the feedbacks are happening at character location step, at key visual step, and deliveries are happening much faster because these are AI assisted resizing, AI assisted reframing, all of that being used. So iteration cycle that used to take weeks now takes hours using AIs. And one film can have infinite versions. So one main TVC can be now made in 10 languages, 20 creatives, 50 assets. And this is the requirement today. Like every brand and agency is moving into bulk content. Like all the high budget work is like they want to make like multiple content pieces because that's how their audiences are consuming content on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, on LinkedIn. That's the need of the market. And that is what AI is helping us. So AI voice cloning is there. You have lip sync dubbing happening at great quality. You have a lot of feature films also being done like that. I think Kalki was done in similar way with Neural Garage, where you had lip sync dubbing and cultural adaptation, resizing can be automated. So all of these are possible to be done. One film, infinite version, where we can localize. So yeah. So I'll move to the AI production pipeline now. How do we do this? Like, how do we execute these things from ideation to mood boarding to the production to music to final delivery? I'll take you through the process. So, in terms of AI production pipeline, we have pre-production mein where we analyze the brief. So we do using our LLMs, which we call language learning models, which is your Chat GPT or a Claude or a Gemini, which I am sure everyone must be using, where we analyze the entire brand brief and then we start developing concept. We do prompt-based storyboarding maybe on Midjourney or Flims.ai or some similar image generation platform. Then we can create AI animatics and we can create location and character references. This is all pre-production. Then we start with asset generation, where we do character consistency, we visualize the product, we generate the backgrounds, we style reference frames, and we create the key visuals. So key visuals are like storyboards. Key visuals are like storyboards, but like a GIF. So every shot will be like a GIF, where we don't generate the entire shot, but you can see the look and feel of the shot in key visuals. And then we do post production where we have text to video, AI voice and dubbing, AI music composition. Now, here we can do both ways. We can also do human music composition, we can also do human voice and dubbing. Because right now, I feel AI has not been able to excel this as much as the visuals. So, this is still developing. So, a lot of work that we do is using human audio production right now, but it's both are like mixed right now, so it's a possibility to do it in AI as well. So transcript based editing and then cleanups and VFX in AI. Now this is a big cost saver. Earlier with online suites which we used to hire, we used to pay about 2,500 3,000 per hour for online editor. Now we can do it much cheaper and much faster, all the cleanups and lot of VFX work. And then delivery, multi-language adaptation, lip sync dubbing, resizing, and QC. So just to compare, like where we had earlier 2 to 5 days for brainstorming, taking script drafts are taking multiple rounds, reference gathering is happening through Pinterest or stock images. Then script goes to the director. Then director makes a treatment, which takes about 3 to 5 days, which is a treatment note. And then the PPM deck is assembled by a DA. And then client is aligned 2 3 rounds. This is like a traditional workflow. AI workflow has LLM assisted brief analysis. Script variations can be generated instantly. AI based mood boards can be done. Concept visuals can be done in the same meeting. So nobody has to imagine the script. Like you can have the visual references right there. Storyboard frames can be done overnight. PPM deck could be with the AI visuals. of how it's going to be. And client sees, not imagines. तो खाली हम स्क्रिप्ट का नरेशन नहीं दे रहे, हम पूरा विजुअल प्रेजेंट कर पा रहे हैं in the AI workflow. And then we go to mood boards, storyboards, and previs. So here we have, पहले Pinterest हम यूज करते थे, लाइक स्टोरी बोर्ड आर्टिस्ट हम यूज करते थे, क्लाइंट रफ कैसे से इमेजिन कर रहा है, फिर उसमें रिविजन्स हो रहे हैं. अब वो सब चीजें नहीं है, अब हम एग्जैक्ट रेफरेंसेस दे सकते हैं, एग्जैक्ट मूड बोर्ड्स दे सकते हैं, एग्जैक्ट स्टोरी बोर्ड फ्रेम्स दे सकते हैं. सो यहाँ पे कंप्यूट का कॉस्ट आता है, क्रू के डेज का कॉस्ट नहीं आता. सो दैट्स हाउ द डायनामिक्स हैव चेंज्ड. And it's expensive. It's not very cheap, like it sounds. Like the credits are also expensive. I'll give you a breakdown idea so you'll understand. Then we move to character creation and asset generation. तो पहले हम क्या करेंगे ट्रेडिशनल वर्कफ्लो में, हम कास्टिंग शुरू करेंगे, ऑडिशन शुरू करेंगे, कॉस्ट्यूम, मेकअप, लोकेशंस, सेट बिल्डिंग, प्रोडक्शन डिजाइन, सीजीआई, एवरीथिंग. दीज आर ट्रेडिशनल. यहाँ पे हम, हमारा एआई वर्कफ्लो में वी हैव कैरेक्टर कंसिस्टेंसी सिस्टम्स. एक बार कैरेक्टर बिल्ड हो गया तो हम उसको बाकी जगह पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं, फिर उसका एनवायरनमेंट जनरेट कर सकते हैं, प्रोडक्ट 3D एआई से रेंडर कर सकते हैं. सो एंड स्टाइल्स कैन चेंज इन आवर्स. सो दिस इज एआई वर्कफ्लो एंड दिस इज ट्रेडिशनल वर्कफ्लो in terms of character creation and asset generation. And then we come to the most important part, which is video generation. So video generation mein we have text to video and image to video. So this is a standard process we have been following right now, where we start with prompting to getting the image, and then the image, sorry, there's a typo, text to image and image to video. So we will first do text to image and then we do image to video, and then the editor will edit those videos. So we are using models like Runway, Kling, Sora, Sedans. Higgsfield पे काफी सारे models available हैं in today's date. So you can also make use of it. AI voice cloning हम कर रहे हैं. So scratch voiceover, regional dubbing, multilingual delivery. So I'll give you an example. We are pitching one project right now with Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan. So what we have done is we cannot recreate their exact voice because of IP, but we are able to recreate similar kind of voice. So the client is able to imagine how the film will sound. And that is helping us convert the project. So now we can have scratch वॉइस ओवर्स लाइक जनरेटेड. पहले हमको कोई वॉइस ओवर आर्टिस्ट को हायर करना पड़ेगा, फिर हम उससे स्क्रैच वॉइस करवाएंगे, फिर उसका एक हायर कॉस्ट भी होगा. Now we can do so, especially for pitching, it really helps. Maybe the final VO is still being done by Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, or whoever the voice over artist, Sharat Kelkar, whoever. But यहाँ पे from a pitching perspective, it really helps because we are able to do scratch, so we can test it out, there. Then music composition also. I have done films where clients have generated music on Suno and sent it to us ki now make a film out of it. So there's one film I had done, Barni Ki Azadi, for HDFC Mutual Fund last year. There the CMO actually gave us the music track. He had done multiple iterations on Suno and said, okay, I like the feel and the mood of the film. Now make a film out of this. So we made a live action film out of the music. And obviously we had to remaster the music with our music director, but that was like a good starting point. So there's a lot of brainstorming, conversation starter, which AI helps. Sound design may be similar. Hai. So you can do sound cleanups, you can do noise removals, you can generate Foleys. And I have mentioned the tools over here, which helps us to do that, in case you want to make use of it.
I
And
have
then we come to
something.
the,
I have
yes,
something to add you, which clearly means not just tools, but you also will need that music director or the kind of a person who understands music, who understands the technicality of the music at least, and then work
yeah,
on the further things.
absolutely. Anybody, like ऐसा कभी भी नहीं होगा कि AI खुद से कुछ कर पाएगा.
Hmm.
So, Abhi, I'm pitching a film for SBI. Before this session, I had the meeting with the client. वहां पे मैंने उनको पूरा टीम स्ट्रक्चर समझाया.
Hmm.
So I had a full 20-member team working on that AI film. If it happens, it's
Perfect.
going to get green light. वहां पे I had my director, I had my DA, I had my DOP who will also visualize the boards and do the motion capture shoot.
Hmm.
I had my offline editor. So all of them are using AI tools. But ऐसा नहीं है कि लोग replace हो जाएंगे. The
Perfect.
music director is also using those AI tools. So
Trying to understand the scarcity between between reality and the use of it.
yeah. See,
Hmm.
certain things obviously will go for a toss. Like for
Hmm.
example, your studios. Maybe the studios will transform. Now we are doing virtual production shoots. So maybe you will have more of like studio floors and sound stages where you can shoot on green screen and do big scale. But maybe you might not need to go to real location every time.
Understood.
But you will need these resources. Like everything is embedded. It's not like कि AI को बोलो और ये film निकल गया. इतना आसान नहीं है ये.
Hmm.
So storytelling is extremely critical and crucial, and that's where the value is.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
वो चीज है. And then we move to the final finishing. So earlier an offline edit would take like 3 to 5 days. Grading would take like couple of days with conforming. VFX will depend on how much time, what is the scope. Now we can do a lot of AI assisted stuff. We can do transcript based rough cut. So एक rough cut editor को मिल गया, उसके बाद he can do the final thing. AI assisted, you have a lot of LUTs and color matching. DaVinci is all AI पे. So those things you can do. Object removals can be automated. उस पे online editor को काम नहीं करना है. So उसका भी काम fast होगा. So there is a lot of things which is making their lives easier. That means the same person can now be more productive and do more work. So overall, it's good for the society. It's not like taking anybody's job. So these are some of the toolkit for storyboards, mood board, location references, style frames. We usually use Midjourney or Flim. For generative fill, background extension, object removal, we use Firefly. This is the most important and expensive sector, the models. So all your text to video, image to video, motion concepts are done on Runway, Sedans, Kling, VO, Nano Banana Pro right now of my team. 11 Labs we are using for voice cloning, dubbing, Scratch VO. Suno we are using for composition, temporary scoring, single ideation. Now, just to give you an insight, अगर हमने सुनो से जनरेट भी कर लिया, हम एग्जैक्ट वो यूज नहीं कर सकते. हमको फिर उसको हमारे सिस्टम पे लाके रिवर्क करना पड़ेगा एज पर द क्यूज ऑफ द फिल्म, एज पर द टेम्पो ऑफ द फिल्म. सो इट्स अ गुड स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि वही ट्रैक यूज होगा. यू विल स्टिल नीड अ म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर, यू विल स्टिल नीड अ mix engineer to work on it and improve it. Now, Topaz can do very good upscaling, denoising, frame interpolation. So these kind of things, we have to use these tools so we can be more efficient, and there are like lots and lots of tools in the market. Now, this is my typical AI production timeline. Like, अगर हमें project मिलता है, so हम किस तरीके से execute करते हैं? So let's say I'm getting a screen script approval from the agency or the brand on day zero, and we have like the team set, which is my day zero. Then I will give you the character and location references in day four. So this is like first set of PPM. जैसे ट्रेडिशनल वर्कफ्लो में प्री प्रोडक्शन मीटिंग होता है जहाँ पे हम सारे मिजॉन सीन एलिमेंट्स को प्रेजेंट करते हैं एक डेक के फॉर्मेट में, बी इट योर लोकेशन, कास्टिंग, पीडी, कॉस्ट्यूम, वीएफएक्स, म्यूजिक, एवरीथिंग इज प्रेजेंटेड इन अ पीपीएम डेक. सिमिलर तरीके से हम ये पीपीएम राउंड वन करते हैं जहाँ पे हमने कैरेक्टर, लोकेशन एंड मे बी म्यूजिक के रेफरेंसेस को प्रेजेंट किया टू द ब्रांड एंड वी गेट अ साइन ऑफ ऑन दैट. ताकि जब हम की विजुअल्स को जनरेट करें, ना की विजुअल्स इज मोर डिटेल्ड. Character and location references are usually images. Key visuals are actual shots which are generated before we start the editing and all of it. So key visuals is also expensive because we have to burn more credits than just referencing. So that is why we are taking a sign off at day four, which is character and location references. And once that sign off is taken, then we move to key visuals. In terms of key visuals, we can do it on day seven, and then the first cut by the editor can be on day 10. A final cut could be on like day 12, and final delivery with all formats can happen on day 14. So this is like a typical timeline. It can be plus minus one, like plus 1 week if it's like more complex, more duration. But this is just to give you an idea of how we are executing an AI production timeline for a film, which is of 2 or 3 minutes duration, for example. Yeah, and now let's come to the team, which is the most important part. AI cannot do things themselves. The human layer actually is making the AI work. So this is extremely important. I am also building a team. I have like a new setup on the same. I've taken up a new office on the same floor, and we are building different kinds of team. I'll try to explain who are we building. So पहले let's come to producers first. So सबसे पहले हमको AI producers को build करने की जरूरत है. तो पहले my producers were managing location, permissions, all the crew, all their HR, all their emotions, cast, equipment. shoot depot logistics, actual physical production budgets and production accounting associated to that, practical effect set, vendor के साथ relationship negotiation. This I feel is producer of 2020. It hasn't disappeared, but it has evolved. So a producer 2030 might be managing AI artists and prompt engineers. Maybe the producer is curating quality control. I mean, doing quality controls in terms of the AI output. क्रिएटिव कंसिस्टेंसी पाइपलाइन जो एआई का है वो देख रहा है. अभी भी कंप्यूटेशन कॉस्ट इज वेरी हाई, सब्सक्रिप्शन कॉस्ट इज वेरी हाई. सो आज भी जो मेरे एसोसिएट प्रोड्यूसर्स है वो आके बोलते हैं कि सी एक दिन में 1.5 लाख के क्रेडिट्स चले गए, 1 लाख के क्रेडिट्स चले गए. अब देखो, सो आज अभी से दे स्टार्टेड बिल्डिंग दैट हिंज. तो हम उसको और स्ट्रक्चर्ड वर्कफ्लो में लाएंगे कि वो प्रोजेक्ट वाइज कॉस्ट सेंटर पे एलोकेट हो. जितना प्रोजेक्ट आए उसके हिसाब से हम सब्सक्रिप्शंस को बजट करें. So basically, the producer's role will be to track how much computing power is going, how much subscriptions, how much credits are going. So basically, the budget sheet will have all of that. And we have already built those budget sheets. And then most important part is managing the IP and licensing implication. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कुछ unethical कर सकते हैं. Something जिसका हमारे पास copyright नहीं है, we cannot use it just because it's sake of AI. There are AI platforms who are controlling it. For example, Amitabh Bachchan and SRK voice, uh, even if my team tries to generate it, it won't happen because the AI system is only blocking it. So at one level, the AI model will block it. The other model, the producer will have to block it if something is unethical out of the law. So and maintaining brand safety across AI outputs. तो वो तो है ही. कोई और प्रोडक्ट का प्लेसमेंट या समथिंग लाइक दैट. अभी एक ओकली का एड हम बना रहे थे, उस पे एक रेवैन का ब्रांडिंग आ गया उसके चश्मे पे. Is the producer who has to point out you're making an ad for Oakley, the Ray-Ban has to be cleaned up. Maybe AI is not able to think that way too much. So we have to have like the human eye there. Now coming to overall production team. So how we have built this team is producer is owning the timeline budget client. So he is getting everyone on board, he or she, whoever is the producer of the project. Director is there. So I have 5 in-house directors. All of them are also directing AI films for our brand. So they're also doing live action and they're also doing AI. So it's like a mixed bag for us right now. So my director usually will get involved in creative vision, short breakdown, and what kind of performance the AI visuals are generating. So वो सब चीजें director का part हो जाएगा. Then I have a dedicated AI creative who will lead the visual development. So जो भी prompt engineers के साथ काम करना है, all the prompt engineers will report to the AI creative. So वो उस वर्ल्ड को बिल्ड करेगा, विजुअल्स को लॉक करेगा और मेक श्योर करेगा कि सारे जो भी प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियर्स हैं, 1, 2 से 3 मिनट फिल्म में मे बी देयर आर 3 or 4 prompt engineers working on it depending on the timeline. So the AI creative is like the manager for them. And then the prompt engineer is basically the person who is executing the image and video generation. They are specializing in these tools. So the multiple prompt engineers are working for the AI creative, and then the AI creative is working as per the vision of the director. So that's how the creative pipeline is. और ये सब के पहले जो प्रोड्यूसर के साथ हमारे टीम में काम करता है वो होता है क्रिएटिव लीड. सो वो क्रिएटिव लीड के पास भी एक एआई नॉलेज होना चाहिए because he or she is the person who is actually pitching AI projects to brands and agencies. What is possible, what is not possible, this is not feasible, this is feasible. So analyzing the brief, developing the script, concept origination. So this is like a pitching process, producer and creative lead. And director, AI creative and prompt engineer is more of an execution process. And ये execution process का part 2 है editor, QA lead and music producer or a sound designer. So then my offline editor will actually assemble all the AI clips into a narrative. Now, this is a very, very important workflow right now. I get complaints from some brands कि why my AI film is not looking as good as yours. ऐसे हमें कभी कभी कॉल आते हैं. काफी बार मैंने ये देखा है कि these very extremely low budget production companies, what they're doing is they are skipping the role of the editor completely. बिकॉज एडिटर के पास भी तो एक सिनेमैटिक सेंस है, उसके पास भी तो एक नैरेटिव नैरेटिव क्रिएट करने का आइडिया है. सो यू कैन नॉट स्किप द रोल ऑफ एन एडिटर. लाइक ऐसा नहीं है कि एआई एडिट कर देगा फिर इट वोंट फिट as per the inside communication that we want to crack for the brand. So the having an offline and online editor is extremely crucial. Online editors right now have more AI tools to work with because there is a lot of integrations in terms of VFX, cleanups, that can happen. So I can say that online editor right now is more productive. So if my online editor earlier needed like 24 hours to do a cleanup, now they can do it in 8 hours because of the AI assisted tools. The offline editor is more of a creative person who is assembling all the shots and making the final cut. So that process I have kept it the same. So I still have an offline editor. I'm not, and then you have the final QA lead or the DA could also be there who is doing it, who is doing the safety checks, quality checks. कुछ issue तो नहीं है कोई output में. So it's like an assisting role, which who is doing all the checks. And then you have the sound department where you have the music producer, you have a sound designer who is helping, and then maybe you can have real voiceover artists as well. You can have dubbing artists as well. So now all of the audio production work right now, we have been recommending humans more than AI because we are getting better quality that way at a lower cost. It might change or might not. I don't know. It might take some time. But right now, this is the approach that we have been taking. So this is the brief to delivery. We get the brief, we develop the look, we create the assets, we create the video, we do the post-production, and we do the final delivery. So this is like a gist of my AI workflow. Now coming to budgets, which is most important part. So any thoughts so far? Like, am I going too fast? Slow?
No, this is perfect.
Okay.
This is very interesting for any agency owners, as a budgeting is the question.
Yeah. So I'll try to show you one of my budget templates as well, and I'll try to show you some films also. और हमने
We'll
किस
also
budget
take
में.
the question answers by 3:20, I think.
Yeah. I'll wrap it by then. Yeah.
Sure.
So now coming to budget. So these are the savings that we have. So storyboarding mein we are almost saving 80% of the cost. Scratch view mein 90% of the cost. Temporary music for approvals. Now we don't have to create scratch tracks, so we are saving about 100% of the cost. So these are like savings happening and how it's happening. Uh, Now coming to exact budget, I think I'll go to it's faster. So now what all things do we need to budget? New cost that AI brings to my budget. One is the subscription cost, which has become a major cost because the credits and everything is there. All the prompt engineers are billing as per the hours, or if they're under payroll, then we have certain hours that we can do and how much content we can generate. Just to give an average right now, I usually estimate like if a prompt engineer is working for a week, he or she will be able to give me 1 minute of content. So right now we have a short ratio of failure ratio of 1 is to 10 or 1 is to 12. That means 12 shots he or she generates, one shot will be usable. So if we calculate into 1 day, divide that into 1 day, maybe he or she will be able to generate maximum 2 or 3 good shots. So 3 shots into 5 days, which is 15 shots, which becomes roughly 1 minute of content. So that's how we are calculating our cost. ये हमारा भी shift हो गया उस तरीके से. So then QC passes, and then IP and licensing review, and then upskilling the team and compute ka cost, cloud GPU costs and everything. So these are like new forms of budget line item. So there are two films. So one is a live action film, which I have made in 8 lakh. This is for Shemaru. And the other is an AI film, which I also made for Shemaru, which won award, which you were saying in Curious and Good at Matters, which is the Women's Day glass ceiling film. Look at my budget allocations. In an 8 lakh film, if we had time, I would have played the film, but these are like 2 minute films. So I'll just give a quick idea. So, एक film is a Mother's Day film where there's mother, daughter inside a single location. The other film is which is a live action film. And the other film is an AI film where we have different locations. We have office, we have street. There are different kinds of locations we have explored in terms of, and both budgets we got is 8 lakhs from the brand. This is Shemaru, the brand. So in a live action film, I have spent about 2.25 lakh on location and casting, about 1.1 lakh on equipment, 230 on crew, PD and costume, production design and costume is 60, production office F&B is 75, post is 1 lakh, which brings to 8 lakhs. This is my split. Now, same thing if I move to AI, if you see the crew is getting paid more. So the crew is getting 4.5. The production cost has come down, but the office cost and everything is still there. So it's 50. And post production also includes crew, compute, subscriptions, credit. So that has increased. So it's same 8 lakh comparison, but if you compare both the films, the production quality that we have been able to achieve in the AI film is much, much higher. If I have to shoot the same film in live action, probably it would have taken like 50 lakh budget. So that's the difference basically. So AI doesn't eliminate budgets, it reallocates them. So when we are putting less money on location, equipment, logistics, permit, travel, crew, we are putting more money on the AI artists, prompt engineers, compute, the creative development process, getting in those quality writers. So craft and creativity are getting higher share of the budget basically. और जो फिजिकल कंस्ट्रेंट्स में बजट जा रहा था लोकेशन वाली चीजों में, इक्विपमेंट वाली चीजों में, वो पैसा अभी एक्चुअली पीपल आर गेटिंग पेड फॉर इट. सो इट्स अ डिफरेंट वे ऑफ लुकिंग एट इट. सो बेस्ट इज, आई फील वी शुड इन्वेस्ट इन एम्बिशन. हमको सेम पैसा मिल रहा है, लेट्स गो मोर एम्बिशियस इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, लेट्स डू बेटर शॉट्स, लेट्स डू मोर लोकेशंस, so it elevates our reel. So the third one is the best long term play as per me, कि हम क्या करें. And these are some क्लाइंट रिलेटेड आंसर्स. तो ये मैं डेक शेयर कर दूंगा कि क्लाइंट अगर बोले कि एआई सस्ते में होता है तो हमें क्या जवाब देना चाहिए. सो लाइक व्हाट is going, and then I had the case study. So I think we are short of time, so I'll skip this, but I'll just complete this table. So same 8 lakh film, Shimaru Mother's Day and Shimaru Women's Day. Here in the Mother's Day film, I was able to do one location. In the AI film, I was able to do 6+ locations, same budget. Here, I'm able to do 2 to 3 characters. There's mother and 2 daughters inside a ready-made studio location house. हम ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन डिजाइन भी नहीं कर पा रहे हैं इसमें. यहाँ पे हम 8 कैरेक्टर्स को क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. यहाँ पे 1 शूट डे, यहाँ पे 0 शूट डे है. यहाँ पे 90+ मेंबर्स का क्रू है. यहाँ पे 6 लोगों की टीम है हु इज डूइंग दिस. यहाँ पे लिमिटेड प्रोडक्शन डिजाइन है. वहां पे रिच वर्ल्ड बिल्डिंग है, लाइक स्ट्रीट्स विद हाई प्रोडक्शन वैल्यू, बैकग्राउंड एक्शन, एवरीथिंग. यहाँ पे 3 वीक्स का टाइम लेने, यहाँ पे 2 वीक का टाइम. दिस इज अ कंपैरिजन, सेम बजट, व्हाट क्वालिटी. यहाँ पे एक हुआ लाइव एक्शन का क्वालिटी, दूसरा हुआ AI का क्वालिटी इन लाइक फॉर द सेम ब्रांड, सेम टॉपिकल. So if you want to have a look at these films, it's on Boathouse Media's YouTube and Vimeo channel. So one is a Shemaru Mother's Day film and one is a Women's Day or a glass ceiling film. So you can have a look at these two films and analyze. I am giving you an insight that these are at same budgets, executed at same budget.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, like final learnings, quality always requires a human creator. We have to educate our client. Price for value, not for cost. And consistency is still a problem, which we are solving. We all are trying to solve. And start with a strong brief. Be ambitious. So yeah. And this is next 3 years. ये future मुझे क्या लगता है होगा. So we will have AI agents and more personalized advertising and infinite content. अभी content bloat होने वाला है और selective होने वाला है, like more targeted towards the right TG. So we are working in those directions also. So this is about future. And most important, and the last thing, what AI cannot replace and never will. So client trust or relationships, जो ऑन प्रोजेक्ट प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग जो डायरेक्टर और प्रोड्यूसर कर रहे हैं, स्टोरी टेलिंग, एम्पैथी, ब्रांड को क्या बोलना है, ह्यूमन ट्रुथ क्या है, फील कैसे कराए हम चीजों को, और क्रिएटिव करेज कि हम एम्बिशन क्या रखें. सो दीज आर ऑल ह्यूमन लेड. These AI can never ever replace. So we should really try to build value here. Yeah. So that's about it.
Great. I think what you talked of from 2017 to 2026, we experience in just 50 minutes, I feel. And the
Yeah.
way the AI is shifting everything, I'm sure a lot of people would have a lot of questions.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Please feel free to ask like whatever you want to. I also teach at few film schools, so I'm used to getting all sorts of questions. So don't worry.
Okay, so let me ask a couple of things. Something which I strongly feel, for the new age brands, they would be able to, generate trust and authenticity through the AI films, or
Hmm.
they have to still go for the traditional approach. What do you think?
See, there are different kinds of brands. For example, I'll give you example of two of my clients. One is Tata Motors, the other is Volkswagen. Now, Volkswagen from the client is giving us a brief that make everything in AI, make all my cars in AI. Tata Motors as a brand is saying, we don't believe in AI because I don't think they can show my cars as real as it can be.
Mhm.
So, what is possible in an automobile sector is integration.
Mhm.
So, for example, we do a virtual production shoot, which we have already done it, and there's like a lot of good tech there. So, there you can have the cars being shot on like virtual production LCD screens, और जो LCD screens का background है वो AI से create हो सकता है. तो for example, पहले to create the background in CG or 3D would take like let's say 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. With AI, it can be done in 3, 4 lakhs.
Mhm.
So same quality, we can still do the live action shoot, but using AI for the virtual production backdrops. So this is for automobile. Now for let's say you come to product related brands like beauty brand हो गया. अभी beauty brand हो गया या food brand हो गया, they will have an answer कि मेरा pack match होगा कि नहीं. अब AI मेरा पैक जनरेट करेगा. लेट्स से आशीर्वाद आटा. अगर AI मेरा आशीर्वाद आटा जनरेट करेगा तो वो एग्जैक्ट दिखेगा कि नहीं जैसा मेरा एग्जैक्ट पैक है. सो आई विल से कि वो नहीं कर पाएगा अभी भी, कितना भी आप ट्रेन कर लो. सो व्हाट आई डू इज आई गेट माय ऑनलाइन एडिटर टू डू इट. माय ऑनलाइन एडिटर विल डू द क्लीन अप, मिक्स द पैच. सो इट्स ऑलवेज एन इंटीग्रेशन. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि कंप्लीटली शायद वो कर पाए. हमेशा हमें कुछ ना कुछ चीज वर्कफ्लो को इंटीग्रेट करना पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फैंटम पे हमारे पास, मुझे याद है 10 साल पहले जब हमको फूड ब्रांड्स आते थे, हम एक भी प्रोजेक्ट में फैंटम यूज नहीं कर पाते थे. बिकॉज फैंटम इज अ हाई स्पीड कैमरा. उसका रेंटल इन मुंबई इज अबाउट 1 लाख अ डे, और उसके ऑपरेटर्स और सब खर्चा मिला के 1.5 से 2 लाख होता है. तो हम हमारे डायरेक्टर्स को बोलते थे भाई सोच ही मत फैंटम, बिकॉज पैसे ही नहीं है. लाइक ब्रांड इज नॉट गिवन दैट काइंड ऑफ बजट. अब मैं डायरेक्टर को बोल रहा हूँ कि यू शूट अ लाइव एक्शन फिल्म, शूट द प्रॉपर नैरेटिव, और थिंक ऑफ अ फूड शॉट एज वेल, but that we will do it in AI. So getting better visuals in same live action workflow. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, पहले जो हम वाइट शॉर्ट सोचते थे, जैसे अभी हमने दिवाली की एक फिल्म की, उसमें हमने स्ट्रीट्स बनाया, स्ट्रीट्स ऑफ दिवाली, एंड इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल 20 लाख फिल्म. बट हमने वो फिर भी हम वो लेवल ऑफ दिवाली के स्ट्रीट्स नहीं दिखा पाते अगर हमारे पास एआई नहीं होता. तो वही फिल्म अगर हम 5 साल पहले बनाते तो हमारा डायरेक्टर सिर्फ वो घर का वाइट शॉट सोचता और घर के अंदर के सेटअप सोचता. मे बी वो स्ट्रीट्स और दिवाली सेलिब्रेशन वो स्केल नहीं सोच पाता. So now we are able to think of scale in a typical live action film as well. So when brands see that, they get attracted to it because they are getting better quality in the same budget. So वही हमको सोचना है कि how do we keep pushing, and this will depend on different kinds of brands. Like वो scale differ करते रहेगा,
True.
and still experimenting. So it will keep evolving.
I think Mikhil is there. Mikhil,
Yeah.
you can add value. Yeah, Mikhil is there.
Hi, Sanjay. Yes. Sorry, I
Yeah.
won't be able to start my video. I'm traveling.
No issues, but you can at least add some value, or you can, add to this, which we are talking.
No, absolutely. Yugshrestha, hi.
Hi, hi. Yeah.
This was probably the most practical and honest display of what AI can do. Because these days, most of the forums I'm actually attending about AI, it's still very vague. So, first of all, thank you so much to go so detailed and be so
You're welcome.
practical about it. How the execution part, because anyways, it's so hazy. The area is so hazy, but you could break down and what your production house is doing. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, see, like I like to speak with proof of concept. तो जो भी मैंने बोला है वो एक्चुअली हमने एग्जीक्यूट किया है और तभी हम बात कर रहे हैं. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि वी जस्ट टॉक रैंडमली. सो दीज आर ऑल बीन डन. लाइक अगर मैं मार्स वर्ल्ड बिल्डिंग की बात कर रहा हूँ, यू विल सी ऑन माय पोर्टफोलियो दैट फिल्म इज देयर. इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट डीकंस्ट्रक्ट का प्रोडक्ट फिल्म का क्लीन अप, आई हैव ऑलरेडी डन दैट. सो एंड वी हैव टू एम्ब्रेस इट एंड लाइक कीप डूइंग इट इज व्हाट आई थिंक. लाइक
one question I have, you,
या
which probably is a collective question, and which all of us have is
या
right now that post 2020, there are two kinds of people. I myself, in fact, through Midjourney, I could create a deck in 2023. I was trying to pitch for a very expensive web series show to Netflix.
हम्म
And
हम्म
I knew that the only way to give the vision to them would basically use AI, and create that deck. Of course, we had to spend lakhs and lakhs of money to create that deck. Eventually, that show didn't happen. But yeah,
Hmm.
at least the platform could see that vision. But there are two
Yeah.
kinds of people. One, uh, who are yet not been able to take that plunge of
Hmm.
exploring and start using AI in their work in the most productive way. And there are
Hmm.
people who have gone miles and miles inside into it, like you and your company, who are already doing some incredible work, with a great team. So, any comments on that? Because that's the most relevant
See,
question right now.
see, you tell me like when computers had come, very simple. So there's a lot of accountants who went on to protest for it. And then they didn't embrace it for several years. Same thing happened when automobiles had come. Same thing happened when electricity had come. Like when these things were invented across our different ages, 100 साल पहले, 200 साल पहले, लोगों ने एक्चुअली प्रोटेस्ट किया उसके बारे में कि इट्स गोना टेक लाइक अकाउंटेंट्स प्रोटेस्टेड कि अभी कंप्यूटर्स आ गए अभी हम क्या करेंगे हमारा कोई काम ही नहीं है. But it doesn't work like that. I feel everyone will have to embrace it. 2 days back, I
Absolutely.
saw I saw Martin Scorsese investing in an AI storyboard company. I don't know if you have followed that news. Just
Absolutely.
to so Martin Scorsese now doing all the storyboards using AI, and he showed a full demo on social media. 2 weeks back on Cannes, we had a 92-minute feature film, which is an AI generated film produced by Hicksfield.
Yeah.
So
They
now,
also,
so it's
yeah, please
happening
go ahead.
already there. So
Also, the fact is that for most of us as creative people, our validation comes from our work.
yeah.
Imagine a manual storyboard artist who was doing
Hmm.
storyboarding for years and years, and suddenly
Yeah.
now all he has to do is that he has to adopt and start do storyboarding using AI tool. But probably he's not able to adopt it. He was good with the pencil and paper, and
Yeah.
that's where the gap comes. So of course you feel
Yes.
bad about certain things and the certain talent, but it is inevitable. And today or
But
tomorrow you have to embrace it.
see, the thing is, if you're getting better output, एक हो गया कि नहीं हम ट्रेडिशनल वे में ही करेंगे. लेकिन अगर हमको बेटर आउटपुट आ रहा है, सो वी आर इन अ परफेक्ट कंपटीशन मार्केट, राइट? लाइक अगर वो स्टोरी बोर्ड आर्टिस्ट नहीं करेगा और कोई और स्टोरी बोर्ड आर्टिस्ट उसको एम्ब्रेस कर रहा है, तो द मार्केट विल मूव टुवर्ड्स हिम. सो ही विल स्टार्ट लूजिंग द मार्केट शेयर. सो देर इज वी हैव टू कीप लर्निंग, राइट? यही तो दुनिया का नियम है. वी हैव टू सेल्फ लर्न एंड कीप लर्निंग. There's no escapism. Like today, I'll tell you, I have 5 in-house directors. When we proposed about Boathouse AI last year to them, most of them were like very apprehensive about it because किसी को भी idea नहीं है कि live action films अभी कर रहे हैं. They are already set how to do it. They are making commercials. अभी हम ये कैसे बनाएं? We gave them a simple brief, my business partner and me, कि see, ultimately we are storytellers, right? हमको कहानियां बोलनी है. अभी कहानियां बोलने का अगर ये फॉर्म है तो ये है, मतलब लेट्स सी, लेट्स ट्राई इट आउट, मे बी विल गेट द सेम कथारसिस आउट ऑफ व्हेन वी मेक दिस फिल्म. और वो अभी हो रहा है. अभी ये वाले फिल्म्स एडवर्टाइजिंग अवार्ड्स में जीत रही है. यही फिल्म्स में वो इमोशनल इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट हो पा रहा है. सो वही सेम डायरेक्टर को अच्छा फील हो रहा है मेकिंग दिस कंटेंट एज वेल. ऐसा नहीं है कि उसको लग रहा है कि ये मैं क्या क्रैपी काम कर रहा हूँ. ऐसा नहीं है. Like he or she is able to still get that same feeling कि okay, I created like a path breaking content. हाँ, मेरे टूल्स चेंज हो गए, मेरा वे ऑफ वर्कफ्लो चेंज हो गया, बट आई एम स्टिल एबल टू टेल दो स्टोरीज विच आई वांट टू टेल. एंड नाउ लुक एट द अपॉर्चुनिटी. लाइक पहले वी वर नॉट एबल टू थिंक ऑफ पीरियड फिल्म्स, वी वर नॉट एबल टू थिंक ऑफ फ्यूचरिस्टिक स्टफ. वो सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज अब ओपन हो गए. अब कोई भी कंप्लेन नहीं कर सकता अगर किसी को स्टोरी टेलिंग करना है. सो नाउ यू हैव इट, लाइक यू डू इट, गो फॉर इट. लाइक नोबडी कैन कंप्लेन कि स्टूडियो फंड करेगा तो मैं करूंगा या करूंगी. Obviously, you have to
Absolutely.
have some money for the credits and all of that, but it's not as high as like a Hollywood grade MCU universe type. You can create the same thing now. So,
Absolutely.
so
Great.
it's a great opportunity. I feel, matlab, that's what I think. I mean,
Do we have any more questions with for the Yug?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is your
Okay.
profile.
Yeah. So just you can have a look at some of the AI films we have done, and if you want to ask anything, you can like message me on WhatsApp or Instagram. I am happy to like tell you the process for each of these films also.
Okay, so we have
अगर कुछ डाउट होता है.
one question from Palak.
Yeah.
Do you think traditional media and AI generated media can coexist? I mean, people doing some projects on AI while some projects are purely manually made. So we are used to doing it, or would the future be fully AI?
No, so I feel when we talk, I can talk from a video production perspective. So whenever we have like any kind of video production work, we are using these AI tools, right? So traditional media is what? It's all human oriented, right? There's no like heavy capital involved. So those humans are still there. So ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है कि traditional था और अब AI है. It's
Hmm.
about a technology that we are embracing and we
Hmm.
are trying to do things faster.
Hmm.
तो मतलब सिंपल एग्जांपल ये पीपीटी मैंने बनाया, कंटेंट मैंने सोचा, फिर देन आई यूज्ड एआई टू मेक दिस पीपीटी, जो मुझे 3 दिन लगते शायद मुझे 1 दिन लगा. एग्जाम्पल, मैं बहुत सिंपल एग्जाम्पल बता रहा हूँ. सो नाउ आई कैन डू मोर वर्क, राइट? आई कैन डू मोर प्रेजेंटेशंस यूजिंग दैट. सो आई, ऐसा नहीं है कि इट्स किलिंग समथिंग, इट्स लाइक एम्ब्रेस इट एंड मूव फॉरवर्ड, लाइक कीप लर्निंग. और अभी हमारा लर्निंग का टाइम है. वी ऑल शुड लर्न एंड हेल्प to develop the country. Or like traveling to other countries also, I can tell you India has been one of the leading players who is enabling AI to this extent. Like बहुत सारे developed countries में अभी भी AI के लिए बहुत apprehensions है. Like I just went to Japan 2 weeks back. I didn't see so much of AI tech being used in there. मतलब I don't know, like maybe the top companies are innovating, but जिस तरीके से India adapt कर रहा है, I think very few countries are there. So we have a, like हमको पहुंचना तो है उस GDP की तरफ.
Yeah.
So I think this will enable.
Yeah. Thank you, Yug,
Thank
very
you. Thank
much.
you. Yeah.
And
Thank
for such an enriching session, and which was
Yes.
much
No problem.
awaited for all of us at Brand Club. And
Thank you. Thank you,
from the
sir.
bottom of my heart, thank you, and also Meet handling the show so well.
Thank you so
And
much,
we
sir.
look
Thank you.
forward to such initiatives in future too. And thank you all the audience. Thank you, Nikhil, for being there and asking relevant questions from the industry. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.